Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. So kick back, relax, tune into the tube, and get ready for another Switch Bit review. So I finally jumped into Animal Crossing. It's my first time really playing it more than just for a couple days. I've played previous titles in the series, barely, but me and my wife finally found something that we can play together and enjoy it separately, and then come together and enjoy it together. And that's kind of what we've been doing with Animal Crossing New Horizons. I wanted to give it a few weeks of play to see if it really stuck. A lot of times when I play games, I'll be kind of over the moon for it at first, and then the freshness wears off. Thank goodness that has not been the case with Animal Crossing New Horizons. They have really put in effort to make sure that every week or two or every few days there's something new happening. Right now it's Earth Day. We had the Easter event or Bunny Day event, sorry, that a lot of people weren't very happy with, but I enjoyed it, It's my first time really getting into this stuff, so. And even when you don't have these holiday events, there's new people coming to your island, new villagers. There's always something fresh to do in a game that on paper always seemed very mundane and boring to me. I mean, it's a game about walking around, developing relationships, cutting down trees, and planting stuff. Essentially you're just collecting things to make your house look better and make your village, or in this case your island, better and more appealing, get a higher ranking. And a lot of it is really just about self-expression, which I never really thought about this series in the past. I just thought of it as like a busy work simulator or something. But it really is about self-expression, because my island looks completely different from my wife's island and different from anybody's island I've come to. It's a way for me to be creative without having a whole lot of risk, I can put some flowers down here, I can place my trees here. I have this beautiful orchard in mine that has all the fruits available, and I haven't seen that on anybody else's island that I've visited. So it's a game that I've really come to love as an outlet of creativity, kind of like this whole channel is for me here. There's not a lot of games that provide that for me. I've never really played Minecraft or gotten into that, or The Sims, and this is, I guess, in my mind, kind of the closest thing to something like that, where you can just hop in without any clear idea or indication of what you're gonna do and just spend hours in this world. I mean, graphically, it's very simplistic, but it's also very charming. Even though it's very simplistic graphically, they do a lot of really cool effects. Like when it's windy, the trees are just moving in a certain way that brings life to your island. There's bugs everywhere that you can catch. There's fish that you can catch, and all this stuff, even though it looks super simple, it adds like this bustling life to it, and this charm that you don't get in other games, especially most games that aren't made by Nintendo. Like, this is through and through a Nintendo game. The music is super charming and relaxing. I've been trying to collect all the KK albums, and so that I can play, shuffle all the different songs. And they're wonderful. Like, who would have thought to do that? I don't even know if those were features in the other games. Who knows? But this game is a little bit different from what I've been told, because it relies heavily on crafting. So you have a crafting station and all this stuff. You have these little do-it-yourself recipes that you gather either through other villagers or by popping balloons that fly through the sky or picking them up out of messages in the bottles. And that's what you use to craft and personalize your item. So there's always something that I don't have that like my wife has or my friends have, and if they can craft it for me until I can get the recipe for myself, so I can have that, which is a really cool thing. Also, you have to craft all of your tools, and that is a not so cool thing in my opinion. It adds like busy work, I guess, just for the sake of it. That's my take on it. I didn't mind breakable weapons in Breath of the Wild, but breakable tools in this game is kind of a bummer. You have to build a flimsy tool first, and then you have to upgrade a flimsy tool to like the better version of it. And then there's certain ways to get like golden tools, but they're all breakable. Just depends on how much you do to break it. So if you use the shovel a certain amount of times, it's going to break. That goes for the fishing pole, that goes for the butterfly net and the slingshot, and they break pretty quickly unless you upgrade them. To me, that's kind of a pain in the butt when you're in the middle of something and you're just running around catching butterflies to sell and make bells or whatever, and then you have to go build a new one real quick. It breaks that flow of gameplay, and sometimes like that happens, I just turn off the system right there. It really is, I feel, a bummer that even the golden tools break. There should be an unbreakable type of tool. And maybe there is, and I just haven't got that far. If there is, I don't know. Let me know. But that's kind of my only big complaint, honestly. Like small things like what I deem is small, but small things like that, and like every time you pick up something off the ground and you know your character shows it to the camera, you have to read the same joke over and over and over again. Like after the first time, it just breaks the flow still. I don't get why they did that. It's like in Wind Waker back in the day. Every time you picked up an item, it would give you the little detailed and, explanation of what it is. We don't need that. We've picked this up 500 times. You can stop telling us that pun. It's not that clever. But at the same time, I love seeing them for the first time. Some of the puns, and they make you giggle. It's that goofiness that they don't take themselves too seriously. You can tell when they made this game, they put a lot of love into it, and they made it in such a way that will bring a smile to anybody who plays it. I love it. My wife loves it. Our 3-year-old loves it. And it's a game that we can all play together. That is not the case with most of the games I play. So for that, I'm very, very grateful that I picked this up. I am going to continue to spend a lot of time in it. And if you are on the fence about it, I say listen to some reviews and pick it up if it at all seems interesting to you. I've never been a fan of the series, and this game really sold it. It's charming. There's a lot to do. There's a sense of reward for pretty much everything you do. And even though it seems like the tasks are mundane and simple, it really all goes to building this world that you created and that you're able to express yourself in. So give it a try. All right, thanks for listening to my review. If you like it, subscribe, hit the like button, comment. Let me know what else you'd like to review. If you have any questions or comments about it, put it down there below. I'd love to hear it. All right, happy hunting, everybody.